up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about questions that I've received a lot, and I probably should have addressed this sooner, but you know, better late than never. So a lot of people have been asking about the whole window shopping thing and what we meant by that in the video that I did way back when, So You Want to Be a Greek. The thing about window shopping is, I personally don't think that there is a problem with window shopping to a certain extent. And this is what I mean when I say to a certain extent. In order to kind of understand the organization, like your first interaction with an organization is likely going to be the chapter that you see on campus. So of course, if you're just in your beginning stages, like if you're like me, I really didn't know much about Greek life. I didn't know what I was really interested in, so I had to kind of see for myself. So your first interaction is always probably going to be the chapter that is on your campus if you're not, you know, blessed to have had people in your family that cross and you're not a legacy or something of that sort. So in that circumstance, I understand the whole window shopping thing. I understand the wanting to go to these events to see the people working, to see how their dynamics, to see, you know, what they're doing, if they're giving back, if they're just being a face on campus, you know, if they're just about parties and things like that. Like, I completely understand wanting to get some type of understanding or insight on what they're doing. However, window shopping becomes a problem if you're actually going to several different rush events. So someone asked recently, and I probably should have addressed this a long time ago when it first started happening, but so someone said they had a question. They're the type of person where they like to see the brother or sisterhood in action, and how they work together. So would it be a problem to actually see these organizations before I make the decision to see who's genuine from who is not? So I would say that no, it's not a problem with you actually going and watching these people and observing at their events and seeing how they work together. You know, if they have any type of dysfunctionalness, like if they're dysfunctional between each other, and if you can see it, because sometimes it's not an environment that you actually want to be in. I know that when I was an undergrad, when I first crossed and we started having our own events, like there was a lot of tension within my chapter, which probably was visible, and people probably actually saw what we had going on, and they were probably like turned off from that aspect, because I remember we had an event, and it was so bad because for some reason, one of my line sisters had it, like something happened, and during the event, like she went into the kitchen, and then the grad advisor went to the kitchen. I want to say they started arguing, and it was just like, time and place, like this is not the right place for this. And I know that people probably could tell from that there was so much going on, because by the time like she stormed out, and it's like you have other people leaving, and like we texted during the event like, she okay, like what's going on, let us know what's going on, blah blah. Like it was just a lot going on. So you want to be able to see what's going on, and this is not necessarily like bash any type of organization, not even to bash my chapter, but I mean, just like brothers and sisters, we have, you know, situations, and it's like a real family, and you want to see the dynamics before you join into this. But I will also say that you will only see so much on the outside. You don't know where this came from. So before you can really judge and say, oh, I don't want to be in this chapter because of this, that, and next, you have to really understand that whatever we're going through is because this didn't just come up overnight. So I would definitely say that it is not a problem to go ahead and, you know, search and see what chapter may be the best for you, and, you know, remember all of that. But think about the fact that you're not just making your decision to be in this organization based on the chapter that is at your campus, because your chapter is merely a percentage of what the actual organization is. Like, our chapters are only so big, we only do so much. There are people that have been in these organizations for years and years and years before us, and there are people that'll come after us that'll do our job or do what we think that we're doing 10 times better than us, you know. And you could be that person to change the dynamics of whatever the chapter is on your campus to reflect what the organization is that it stands for. So make sure that when you're doing your research, don't just look at the people. So it's not just window shopping for the organization, because you're only going to be in these chapters of this organization for maybe about 4 years. Like, if you, I mean, not even 4 years, probably about 3 years if you cross as a sophomore. The goal is to join the organization and then you could cross into, well, not cross. The goal is to join the organization and then you move on to a graduate chapter of that same org. So you're only giving back so much to the specific chapter. Yeah, so that's pretty much why I want to say that you should be careful with how you're window shopping and making sure that you're not just leaving it up to these chapters. Because if you're just leaving it up to these chapters and you're just joining based off of who's more popular on this campus, you won't be happy more than likely in the long run. Because these chapters are only a piece of what these orgs really are. So make sure that you're actually putting in the work. Make sure that you're actually, like, the work as in researching, seeing what these chapters really are about and what they stand for, and if these organizations, you know, truly reflect what your opinions are. Like, if you can stand by what they are representing or claiming to represent. Make your decision based off of that. Don't just make it based off of what you see in these organizations. Don't go to everybody's interest meeting trying to find out stuff, because the same stuff that they're telling you, you can probably find out on Google. Like, it's unfortunate in most instances, but a lot of the stuff, like, you can look on our Wikipedia and you can see what our organization stands for. So you don't need to go into these events and say, oh, I'm just here to find out what y'all about. Like, that's not even necessary. You can cut all that out. Find your YouTube video. Somebody will tell you what their organization is about. Like, they have resources available for you. So don't just use that as a crutch to say, oh, y'all say don't go window shop, but how am I going to learn about the organization if I don't window shop? Well, there's other ways to do it. Look on Instagram. Look on their chapter's website. Look on the organization website. We all have those. Even if we don't have a chapter website, we all have organization websites. Like, if you have any questions about AKA, you can go to AKA 1908 and you can find out anything that you want, that you would need to know in the beginning. So again, don't just use the whole don't window shop thing as a crutch, because that's it. You shouldn't do it, to be honest, because a lot of the stuff that you're gonna have questions about, you can find on your own research. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to do the research, period. So you might as well start early. Might as well see, okay, this organization has this, that, and the next. Well, this organization stands for this, that, and the next. You know, I think I might like what they stand for a little better than this one. So I might be able to cross them out, because I don't want to do that. And I think that they, you know, I kind of would work better with this. You know, you shouldn't make your decision based off of other people anyway. You have to base your decision based off of what works for you, or what will work for you in the long run. And nobody knows that better than you. So don't listen to us telling you that you shouldn't window shop and get irritated and frustrated at the fact that we're telling you not to go to all these different events. We're really looking out for you, because a lot of times these people in these organizations are childish. They will see you at all these events and try to blackball you, and then you're gonna be mad for a whole nother reason. So in order to kind of alleviate that problem, go ahead and do your research on the back end first, and then after you figured out kind of what works best for you, then make a decision from there. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you look like an AKA or you look like a Delta, because that's kind of crazy. Do what works for you. And if you got a window shop from afar, go ahead and window shop from afar. All right, so hopefully that answered the question. This one was kind of long-winded, but it was needed. It was overdue. And, you know, just continue to leave me some questions down below so I can get back to you. And just answer whatever you got for me, all right? So I'll see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.